All right, welcome back, everybody, to the last episode of Hogwarts Legacy. This is the review. I'm just gonna straight out say that this game is an absolute 9.5, maybe 10 out of 10. I don't normally give out 10 out of 10s, like, ever on any game. There's always something to, like, quote unquote complain about. The only thing that I have as a complaint for this game is some of there's a lot of stuff to do in the world, and a lot of it's rather repetitive. That's it. That's the only complaint. Some people love to, at one point I might go through and I might do everything. I'll show you on the map. Like, there is a ton of stuff on the map, and some of them can't do when you get there, such as like some of the Merlin trials, because you need to go buy Mallow Sweet Leaves. That kind of puts me off a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of that. If I run into something, I want to be able to do it. It put me into kind of a mindset of like, I don't want to do side stuff. I just want to do quests. And that bothers me, so I give it half a point off. But that's it. Otherwise, it's absolutely an incredible game. If you haven't watched one of my reviews yet, I kind of break it down into 4 different categories, and I don't do too much editing, so I just kind of fly around and talk about it. So the 4 categories is story, world, gameplay, and quality. Now, let's start with story. The story was incredible. It was so captivating and amazing the whole way through. It was really enticing. You always wanted to learn what was going on. And let me also restate, I stated it throughout the series, but some people only watch the review, which is totally cool. I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I don't know anything about Hogwarts. I knew nothing going into this, and I loved it. And I've only heard the same thing from people that do know about this world. The game was made, it's incredible, and the story was also incredible. I don't want to do too many spoilers or anything like that, but it displayed a sense of mystery and wonder and just happiness and fun. It was such a well balanced mix of all of those things and so many more things. It was just fantastic and captivating the entire way through. I played most of this game in a span of, oh boy, I think it took about 33, 34 hours total of gameplay. And I think it only took me like 2 weeks. And you might be thinking that's not that much. When you have a full-time job, and a wife and things in real life to worry about, that's a lot of time. And I just had a ton of fun. I just wanted to keep playing this all the time. So the story was fantastic. And not only was it well balanced, it was very well paced. It liked that you did side quests throughout the way to build, characters and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun to do that, and it was just well paced the entire way through. I never felt like I was being rushed to do the main story, and it made you kind of like explore a little bit on the way every now and then. But for the most part, it was just so well paced and fantastic and well. Let's move on to the world category. The world was so full, right? You look at the map, you see all these things on the map, and you're like, wow, it's so much. And each activity, like, might take, maybe 5 minutes for a Merlin trial, or doing a bandit camp, or one of these. The treasure vaults are everywhere. And again, with the treasure vaults, sometimes you can't get in them because you don't have like a level 3 lockpick, so you got to come back later. That stuff kind of off-puts me when I play games. I don't know about you, but it off-puts me, and that's where the half point comes off for me. It's like a 9.5, but there's an incredible argument for 10 out of 10. Me personally, it's a 9.5. And the world is so full that it's almost too full, right? And some of these become a little repetitive along the way as well. The Merlin trials, you're probably going to do the same problem solve like 6 times throughout the whole thing, like at least like 6+ times. Like, there's there's so many of them that they had to redo them quite a bit. So when you get there, you're like, oh, I just need to do this, and it's not really problem solving anymore. It's just repetitive. for really no real reason. The world is so much fun to navigate, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, you look at this, and navigating is huge in open world games like this. And look at the broom. Like, the broom was so much fun to use. You can use the broom if you want to. You can run around on this magnificent creature. You can fly with him too, right? Like, go! It's crazy. And not only this, you got the big guy, which I'm going to show you right here. This thing was super fun to use when we got to him.
Time for a jaunt, I'd say.
This thing's sick. The every form of traversing the world was really, really fun to use. For me, I primarily used the broom, and I loved it. It was so much fun, especially doing like the time trials and stuff. We didn't do too many of those, but for like the main story to upgrade the broom, it was really fun to use that. Not only that, but this the traveling and fighting in the game also is super fun. You run into a lot of fights, you run into different creatures that you have to fight, and they all have their kind of like little like ways that you should defeat them, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to be that tuned in for what you need to do for them. It's a lot of fun to go around and fly around even and just do side stuff. It's just might be a little too full for some people. It might be too big of a map to spend. Here, I'll put it into perspective. We did a lot of side stuff, and we did main story, and we're at 33 hours. We have done maybe half of the side stuff in the world. We didn't do the bottom, like, 60% of the map side stuff, like, at all when we touched it. It's just so full, and you have to go back for a certain number of things, and I didn't want to do that. So it might be too full for some people. Some people might love it, right? Normally I do love it, but this game for whatever reason made me not love doing it, and I got sucked into the quest, which is also a great thing. Now, the gameplay of the game is awesome. I'm not normally big into like wizard and magic stuff. I'm much more of like a hand-to-hand combat type game person, but this game made the spells are super fun to use. It's visually captivating. It's kind of addicting to get into a fight and use all the different spells, and the combat, it didn't feel repetitive. A couple fights here and there with like high health, high HP enemies kind of made it, a little repetitive in those fights, a little long just for the sake of being long. But it's so much fun to use. The puzzles are also fun until some of them, again, get a little repetitive. But that's okay. At one point, you just know what you're doing, and it's not really a puzzle anymore. You just kind of know what you're doing, and it's fun. There's nothing wrong with that. So it was an absolute blast the entire way through. Again, the spells are really, really fun to use. And testing them out when you first get them, the way you learn them, it's fantastic, and I loved every second of it. The quality of the game is absolutely top-notch. This is definitely a AAA game. The cinematics were fantastic. The voice acting was just top of the line throughout the entire thing. I don't think we ran into a single character that wasn't not only well voice acted, but well written. It was really, really well done. And it's not just that, it's gorgeous. I mean, look at this. Like, these graphics... Sometimes we get like frame drops, especially in like Hogsmeade and stuff, but there's so much going on, and it just looks so good the entire way through. It's gorgeous, especially a lot of the cinematics in like the main story and stuff. You see things that happen, and wow, that was super cool. It's fantastic, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It's well worth the money. If it's on sale, snag it. 100% grab it. If it's not on sale, it's still worth it, right? You don't have to... I just ran into a random chest. What's this doing here? Nothing. But it's mine now. Just buy it. Buy it, play it, love it as much as I have. Or if you don't want to, maybe watch a couple episodes. Watch a couple episodes of the game and choose for yourself if you want. right? You can fly around, do so much cool stuff. It's well worth the money, and it might be one of my favorite games that I've ever played. And I don't normally play these type of games. Well, I play open world like RPG games like this, but I don't normally play like wizardy type games, and I don't know the universe at all. And it's up there, man. And I guarantee you I'm going to be replaying this in the future 100%. It's I loved this game. I absolutely loved it. I definitely think you should play it if you can, if you have the money for it, obviously, but it's fantastic. And I again, 9.5 definitely an argument for 10 out of 10 game that I was astounded. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is. And it's fantastic. I loved playing this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
This place has seen better days.
Yes, it has. I really, really hoped you guys enjoyed it. Again, highly recommend it. Now, the next thing that I need to address is not about this game. It's about the future of the channel. So, this channel, it's been an absolute blast to have, and I'm not going anywhere. So, the next game we are going to be playing on the channel is going to be Uncharted. It's going to be Uncharted 4. The only reason for that is Uncharted 1 through 3 is not on Steam, so that kind of sucks. Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy is, and in 2 months' time, I believe it's 2 months. Maybe 2.5 months is when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, and I didn't want to play Assassin's Creed Origins and stop halfway. So I hope you forgive me, but we're going to be playing Uncharted and Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Uncharted Lost Legacy. And I think if I time it correctly, we will finish Lost Legacy as soon as November 12th when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, and we will 100% Shadows as soon as it comes out. That is a guarantee. And then after that, we will go back to the original plan of Assassin's Creed Origins, and then starting over Assassin's Creed from the beginning. I don't think I've seen this before. This looks really cool. It looks sick. It's like hobbits. It's awesome. Then we will be starting Assassin's Creed from the beginning, 100%ing all of the games that we have left on the channel. There's been a couple of suggestions to play other games, such as God of War, like the 2018 one, and then God of War Ragnarok, as well as Ghost of Tsushima, and a couple of other games like Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have them all on a list, and we will be playing them when we can and when I find time. So, again, this game, Hogwarts Legacy, is fantastic. I loved it. I highly recommend it. And, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you. You have made this an absolute blast of a game to play for, and I can't wait to see you in the next series. So, thank you guys so much. Again, I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.